Hello vinyl community, my name is Richard and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Again, it has been quite a while since I did a video. I'm thinking about the amount of acquisitions that have came in here. I think I'm coming to the realization that a real therapist might have been less expensive than the vinyl therapy that I have been leaning on. But I thought I'd at least try and make just a ever so tiny overdue dent into showing a few albums. I will start off with this album, and I will just turn up the volume just a little bit here. The name of the band here is Electric Moon, and they're a German band. The categories: krautrock, space rock, psychedelic rock, fuzz. I think a few other genres were thrown in it as well on their Bandcamp page. Electric Moon, as I said, the name of the album is Stardust Rituals. It's on a label called Suatron Records, which I believe might be a label that kind of goes with the band or one of the band members. This was kindly given to me by Pete, over at the Sounds from the West Coast channel, and I got this a while back, and I haven't had a chance to say thank you in the video yet, so thank you very much, Pete, for sending this wonderful krautrock, space rock album. Really enjoy it. As you see on the cover here, maybe you suspect there are some Indian folk inspiration on part of this album. I think a bit of sitar playing. If crowd and space is kind of your thing, I highly recommend you check this out. You can find it on Bandcamp and perhaps other places, but I know they have a Bandcamp page. So thanks again, Pete. The next album is also some VCLT from Pete. This is the Italian progressive rock band Dalton. This is a reissue of their 1973 album Riflessioni Idea de Infinito. Pardon my Italian here. I'm gonna guess it would mean something like Reflections idea of the infinite. It's very, I'd say, typical Italian RPI, rock progressivo italiano type music. Something that I have grown to appreciate more and more, much thanks to Pete, and also thanks to Petri Hakala, which as if he booted up his channel a while back. He showed a lot of RPI music, and more has been making its way into my collection. So thanks again, Pete. Earlier this year, I'm sure many of you know that Jeff Beck passed away. Just shortly before that, I'd start building a shopping cart on an online retailer, and kind of maybe build up a few things to average out the shipping a little bit, and he passed away, and sadly this album was no longer available from the retailer. You could find it on Discogs after his passing for $300, but thankfully there was a repress. This is Jeff Beck performing this week live at Ronnie Scott's, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Ronnie Scott's, the famous jazz club in London. This is perhaps my most favorite live albums. I'm always a little apprehensive about buying too many live albums. Often I prefer studio. There are some exceptions, and certainly. But this is really excellent stuff. I find it perhaps particularly inspirational when I sit down on my own guitar, where I'm not able to get anywhere near 95% of what happens on this album, but it's still enjoyable to do some riffs and try out and just listen to this really excellent album, with Tal Oakenfold on bass, Vinny Colaiuta on drums, and right now the keyboardist is escaping me, but the album is there's two records, and it's on a splatter vinyl. I'm not sure if that was unique to the release that happened, this release that came out this year, or something that happened before. But going over to something a bit more jazzy. So I do have a lot of ECM label CDs in my collection, much focused on Terje Rypdal, a Norwegian guitarist and composer. Well, but there has been more and more other ECM records making their way into the collection as well. And ECM recently launched a reissue series they call the Luminescence series, that's supposed to be some higher quality pressing. And I thought I'd give it a whirl with, I think this I don't know if it's the first one or first one of two, or the two first releases at least in the Luminescence series from ECM. The album is GNU High, with Kenny Wheeler, Keith Jarrett, Dave Holland, and Jack DeJohnette. The sound on this one is just incredible. I'm really looking forward to see where it will go with these reissues in the future. And I believe the next, I don't know if it's number 3 or number 4 of the releases in the series. One of them will be the album Afric Pepperbird by the Jan Garbarek group, and that also includes Terje Rypdal. But that one I definitely need to get musically probably a little closer to my taste than the music on this one, but it sounds really great. So if you're looking to renew or add to your ECM collection, that Luminescence series might be something to watch out for, and probably not on the cheapest end, but not crazy expensive either. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it. And, speaking of ECM, show one more ECM acquisition. I've shown the album before. This is Terje Rypdal and the album Conspiracy, his latest album from 2020. So this one kind of been a companion. The CD, I should say, has been definitely a companion during a lot of the COVID lockdown, if you will, era, where less stuff happened out of the house, certainly. So this is very classical Terje Rypdal, kind of a I forget when the last album was before this one, but I think it had been a good while. Includes, among others, also Storløkken on keyboards, which he has played much with Terje Rypdal. He's also played with in the band Super Silent and Elephant Nine. Elephant Nine is more of a jazz rock or fusion band, which is well worth checking into if fusion jazz rock is your thing. So that's it for today. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to get some more videos out with some other concept ideas or ideas I have in my head, maybe for some more obscure, perhaps, Bandcamp pickups. There's been a lot of experimental things making its way into my collection, which always had a little bit of a knack for that. Listening to some of Michael Dawson's music has prompted quite a bit more to appear in my collection, so that maybe go there a bit in the future. Take care, everyone. Thank you.